I now recognize the gentleman from Massachusetts, Mr. Moulton, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and Director Young, thank you so much for being here with us. A lot of my questions are about modernization, how we face the future and meet the challenges and opportunities that it presents. Can you talk to me for a second about how we're modernizing our military, our national security? Here we are watching Russian tanks get destroyed by drones on TV. One of the biggest threats that Americans face from this ongoing war in Ukraine is the threat of cyber attacks here at home. And our biggest adversary in the world is China. China has not only invested in future capabilities like advanced missile systems, space systems, and artificial intelligence, but they've made important cuts to make those investments possible. We used to, quite frankly, be thrilled that China had a 1 million-man army because it wasn't that good. Well, they've cut that army to invest in future capabilities. How is the administration meeting that challenge?
Thank you for that. And we are increasing the Department of Defense budget by 4%. It is in line with the National Defense Strategy. Last year, the administration was new, still working on how we saw the military of the future. But we are investing more in AI. We are investing in hypersonics. In addition to legacy equipment, F-35s, submarines that many of you are interested in. So we have to do both. We have to invest in our traditional capability as well as look to the future, including our cyber threats.
It's often been said that Congress gets in the way of the cuts we need to make to invest in the future. Would you agree with that?
Out of deference to my former place of employment, I'm just going to say this is the beginning of a process, and I look forward to working with you throughout it.
Well, if you won't agree to my statement, I will. I think we have a lot of work to do here to make sure that we're not just protecting parochial interests at the expense of our national security. China is also trying to outcompete us in foreign aid by attacking really one of our strengths, and that's the allies, the partnerships that we have around the globe. You can look at how much they're investing in places like Africa. This budget puts $682 million towards Ukraine support. Is that correct?
That is correct, but remember, that is the longer-term objective. What we're really using for the enhanced humanitarian aid now is the $13 billion Congress thankfully provided to us earlier this month.
It's amazing to compare $682 million that we're investing or proposed to invest in Ukraine with the amount that Trump proposed investing in Ukraine when he tried to blackmail Zelensky, which was exactly zero. Director Young, it's also important that we take this opportunity, having passed this historic infrastructure bill, to invest in the future of transportation. Is it the administration's position that we should invest in modes and investments that have a high ROI, a high return on investment for the American taxpayer?
That's what we believe. We also believe projects should have high benefit cost ratios. And we certainly have put out guidance at the consternation of some that does try to focus our transportation in innovative, modernizing ways.
I mean, I would point out that high-speed rail has some of the highest ROIs in transportation, which frankly is why the rest of the world is investing in it. China has built in just the last 12 years the largest high-speed rail system in the world. Are you familiar with the size of the United Kingdom's budget compared to our own?
I'm not, actually.
Well, the United Kingdom, a country that is 1/40th our size, is investing $120 billion on a single high-speed rail line to the north of the country. How does that compare with our investments in high-speed rail?
I mean, clearly, Mr. Moulton, we have to work with Congress, as you've pointed out, that represents many different parts of the country.
Well, I would just say that if America is 40 times bigger than the United States, we shouldn't be moving around much more slowly than the rest of the world. The Brits can go 3 times as fast as we can on our interstate system on their new high-speed rail line. Investing in more highways creates more traffic jams. Investing in a lot of electric vehicles makes those traffic jams silent, but we still have a lot of traffic jams. So we have passed this historic infrastructure bill. I think the administration has an opportunity to truly make this investments for the future. We can build more 1950s era trains and railways, or we can build for the future, and I hope you take that opportunity.
Thank you.
Gentleman yields back.